it's Amy K, and welcome back to Sim by Design with another Sims 3 house build. This is my kind of take on the Zesty House that the Sim Supply did in one of his Sims 4 live streams. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word right there. He did his in Oasis Springs in The Sims 4. I don't have a desert world, and I felt like I could make this more of a kind of Sunset Valley type house instead of building in Isla Paradiso. So I did build it in Sunset Valley. I kind of tried to keep I did keep the shape and the window placement and the door placement kind of the same, but the exterior walls, all of the landscaping and interior furnishings, I did very much my own style. The roof took me forever to do, and I really don't like how it ended up, but I got it as close as I could to the original Sims 4 version that James had done in his build. Yeah, so just kind of going with that right now. I tried to find a brick that was very similar to the one that he did on the outside. I could not find one, so I went with this kind of weird reddish green brown. That's not like the best looking brick, but I do end up changing it, I believe, later on. I'm kind of half watching the playlist of this stream as I'm doing this, so there's kind of some spots where I do end up kind of losing focus because I'm trying to figure out if I'm doing the build the same way he is. Just putting in that really cool green accent that he has, adding in some windows, trying to get the best looking windows for what the Sims 3 has versus what the Sims 4 has. I feel like I did a pretty decent job. I really do wish I could have put in better looking windows, but I do not have any of my custom content really installed onto the computer that I used for this build. So I was left more with most of base game and some of the expansion packs that I had. Yeah, I went with, originally I did the tile, very similar wood, kind of a stone in the kitchen, in the bathroom, and then a tan carpet in the bedrooms. I did keep the tan carpet in the bedrooms, I believe, but I did change the tile in the bathroom because I was going with the same kind of tiled walls that he did in the bathroom in his build. But I do change the tile to kind of a matching the walls type tile, as I am doing right here. The wallpaper kind of did take me a while. I did want to do kind of something a little different than what he did. I do believe he did a very white wall in the kitchen, and then everything else was red. But I was like, I just kind of want to do an accent wall, so I believe, oh no, right now I'm just putting in windows all around the kitchen place. And I'm starting to fill in those cabinets. I was trying to place it as close as I could, but it just ended up looking weird. Plus, when I ended up putting the refrigerator in the stove in, it kind of connected itself instead. And I put it in different windows than what he did in the kitchen. He did like really big windows, and I like these really small windows instead. And I really wish I could have done cabinets as well, but since we don't have an over the fridge kind of cabinet like they do in The Sims 4, I just took some shelves and kind of spaced them along the top of the wall, and I did some like mid-level shelving to make it look kind of like an open air cabinet, I guess. Um, yeah, so there's that. Kind of just changing the color of the doors instead of having that weird brownish color. I did the wood that I did on the windows and the front doors and stuff. Adding some art, which I do end up changing because it matches nowhere near the color of the rest of the kitchen. Here I am adding in the kind of accent wall, and I did it in front of the or behind the TV and on one wall of the kitchen, kind of trying to make everything that really pretty burgundy color matching the cabinets. And everything is like kind of burgundy red / silver and white on the interior of the kitchen and living room type area. Just picking out some lights. I really do love these kind of weird rounded type lights. I was gonna have the kind of wall lights, I guess, in the kitchen like he did. I believe that's what he did in this one. But I decided not to. I just ended up putting them in the living room behind, or in this little nook areas. Just adding a little decorations. I did some picture frames, kind of a little bit of the pots and pans, some of those wooden spoons, knives, paper towels, kind of just a lot of little clutter things that are in the game. Adding a towel next to the sink, and I thought it was a nice little idea to put a lamp under one of the shelves in that corner just to give the kitchen a little bit more light when it's dark out, instead of having an overhead light in the middle of the room. And then he added a little table over the end, and I thought that was a really great idea, so I decided to add a little something over there as well. And I like those pictures there, but I feel like I use them all the time, so I just changed the pictures to just a little random assortment of pictures, and then just made sure all the picture frame color were kind of the same. Though it's the only gold really in the kitchen, and I thought it was a nice little accent. Just doing the bathroom, I did basically the exact same bathroom that he did. Bathtub in against the window wall, toilet, standalone sink, and a shower in the corner, just because I felt like it was the nicest and easiest layout for this bathroom. Again, making everything kind of the burgundy reddish wood on the mirror and the sink, and then everything else kind of white and gold instead of silver to kind of make everything flow, I guess you could say. And I just left a little light in the middle of the room just because I felt like it worked better. It just gave it more light. And then some curtains to give it some privacy. I ended up putting curtains in the kitchen as well. Just, you never can have too many curtains. Adding some bookshelves. And I don't have a coat rack. As I said before, I don't have my custom content installed, so I just put that little toiletries towel rack in the corner over there. And I wanted to put a TV on the table, but I couldn't do that. So I just kind of stuck the TV in the middle of the table using Move Objects to make it look like the TV was sitting on the table. And the entertainment center was in the middle of the coffee table. Just changing the curtains. I thought green would be a nice accent to all the red, even though it is a little Christmassy. But I really like it. And who doesn't love Christmas anyways? It's coming up soon. I know, like 3 months from now. But I'm always in the mood for Christmas. I couldn't decide if I wanted to do the table matching the window wood or if I wanted to do something a little different. I believe I did the chairs one color and the table another color. but that'll come up in a second. I'm just matching the carpet to the curtains because you don't want your carpet just being some random color. And that's what I'm going to miss most probably about The Sims 3 when I do eventually move to The Sims 4 is the fact that you don't have Create a Style in there anymore. I love Create a Style so much. Or I still do because I still use The Sims 3. One of the very few because I have a Mac and I don't want to buy a gaming PC just for The Sims 4. And then adding the lamp that matches the lamps in the kitchen in the living room just because it's adorable. Then adding some paintings on the walls because you can never have too much artwork. Kind of just aligning those paintings. I love using those as kind of a little accent all in one little area. I think they're just so cute. And then this wall took me a little while to figure out what I wanted to do with. I know Deligracy does a lot of these kind of stacking leaning up against the wall type paintings. And I really like that idea and I think it's a really great flow. So I kind of tried to do that at first, but the pictures overlapped weird. So I ended up just keeping them kind of like that with one of the little digital paintings and then the kind of little fiesta looking house. This I was going to do as a kind of infant toddler room, but I like having the crib in there. I mean, since it is kind of a starter home, I decided it would just be easier to put a bed, and if whoever wants to download this house wants to put a crib in there, they can. No pressure. But I did aim it more for a child with all the toys and wall decorations. I meant to change that wallpaper, but I completely forgot. I probably did change it though before I uploaded it to the exchange, but I'm not 100% sure. Because it's not my favorite wallpaper. I just threw it in there to have a wallpaper in that room for the time being. Then now moving on to the master bedroom. This one was probably the most fun to do. I kind of did, I don't know, I did a little beachy theme even though they're nowhere near the beach. With some blue wallpaper and kind of a beachy colored wood on all the beds and furniture. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. Yeah, it took me a while to figure out what color I wanted the bedspread to be. I ended up just going with a kind of blue that matched the wallpaper. I just took the color from the wallpaper and matched it to the bed and the cushion on the chair at the desk. Just adding in some little touches on the dresser over there. Instead of having a dressing table or something, I just added that. And then on the desk, a little plant and a light. And now I'm just adding some curtains into all the windows to give a little privacy since there's a lot of big windows on either side of the bed. I decided I think curtains would be nice on all the windows just to give it some more a more unified look. So I added them to the small windows as well as the big windows. But I think it turned out pretty well. And somehow my little dresser over there kind of disappeared, but I got it back. I don't know how or why that happened. And now I'm moving on to some of the landscaping. I kind of just went for a bunch of bushes everywhere with some flowers on the outside. I think I really do love how I ended up landscaping this. I don't usually do a lot of landscaping. I don't feel like I'm not very good at it, but I really love how the landscaping for this house turned out. I just did like little accent bushes on certain parts of the house and added like big flower bushes along with it. Kind of everywhere on the house there's a flower bush and some pretty little bushes. And then adding some trees. I couldn't find the tree that I liked the most or the trees that were kind of in the background of Sunset Valley, but I don't know if it really mattered too much because you can put this house kind of wherever you want. And then I did find a brick I kind of liked better. I did a lighter brick on the outside with, which I think made that green accent on the inside of that front window and on the back of the master bedroom kind of pop a little bit more. Adding in a little patio for the backyard. Since this is like a really big lot, I didn't mean to make it such a big lot for some reason. I picked a 30 by 30 lot instead of a smaller one, but I don't know if there is a smaller one in Sunset Valley. I thought this was a really cute idea, adding the rocks around the grill, just to kind of make it a little bit more rustic feeling. I don't know. And then there was that like weird area where it wouldn't let me put kind of any tile in front of those bushes, so I just added a lot of flowers around everywhere. I really like the purple and yellow together, so I added those kind of lavender flower bushes in front of the yellow bush, and then kind of just went crazy with them and added them around everywhere. But I think they turned out pretty cool looking. I'm adding some rocks to the front, kind of a little rock feature, and a little bit more trees. But I think we're getting into the screenshots, just some aerial views of the house, and then it'll go into the interior. And I guess that's it, you guys. I'll put the link to the house for download in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.